In a quiet old house on the outskirts of a small village, a couple, Priya and Arjun, had just moved in with their 5-year-old daughter, Meera. The house was charming but had a history. Soon after settling in, Priya and Arjun noticed Meera whispering and giggling in her room during odd hours. When they asked who she was talking to, she smiled and said, "My friend Anya." At first they thought it was an imaginary friend, common at her age. One night, Priya woke to the... It was 2 a.m. She walked into Meera's room and found her sitting in the dark, facing a corner, giggling. "Who are you talking to?" Priya asked, heart thumping. "She's hiding, Mama," Meera whispered, her eyes never leaving the corner. Priya felt a chill run down her spine. There was a slight rustling sound, but the room was empty. As days passed, strange things began to happen. Toys moved on their own, doors creaked open, and cold drafts swept through the house. One day, Meera came to Priya with a solemn face and whispered, "Anya is sad because she misses her mommy." Priya, now genuinely concerned, did some digging and found an old newspaper article about the house. Decades ago, a little girl named Anya had died tragically in a fire that took her mother's life as well. The mother had tried to save Anya but couldn't reach her in time. The realization sank in. Meera's friend was no imaginary playmate but the spirit of a lonely child. That night, Arjun set up a camera in Meera's room to get answers. The next morning they reviewed the footage. At exactly 2:13 a.m., Meera was seen sitting up in bed, looking towards the corner, speaking softly. Then, a faint, translucent figure of a young girl with hollow eyes and singed hair appeared beside her, placing a ghostly hand on Meera's shoulder. With goosebumps rising on their skin, Priya and Arjun decided it was time to move. But before they left, Meera stood in the empty living room and said goodbye. "I told Anya she can come too, but she said her mommy finally found her," Meera said, smiling. The house was silent as they closed the door behind them. But from inside, if one listened closely, a soft, childlike giggle could still be heard echoing in the dark. This story reminds us that sometimes the past doesn't rest, and even innocent souls can linger in search of lost love.